Welcome to the Redvee TV show, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2025 season. League action takes a break this weekend as Saints get back into the Cup. We're not used to filming on a Friday, Kevin. Sunday game.
Yeah, we're usually doing an instant reaction on a Friday rather than a show, but it is what it is. Sunday game, I'm sure people will be happy with that. It's a good time on a Sunday as well, and it seems to be what at the time of recording, about 2,200 fans currently have the tickets, with a Saturday still to go, and with the weather set for probably you'd imagine another couple of hundred walk-ups as well.
Yes. Sunny on Sunday, apparently. So hopefully we'll push 3,000 getting over there. People will look at the weather and think, do you know what? Nice family day out to watch Saints beat the Wire.
Clip.
It is Wire's Cup. What's it? Final. Oh, they'll be frothing again.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what? You put it in as a throwaway line, and they bite every time. And they don't realise that we do it every time for the bite.
You just think that people
You'd learn.
would get on. Yeah, people would get on to the yeah, the fact that it's every time and a big smile across our faces and yeah. You know what? I'm looking forward to this one. I'm hoping both teams serve up. Well, I'm hoping we serve up a better performance than we did against them in the cup. I hope they don't. But I think both teams have got improvement in them based on that game.
We'll get straight onto our squad then, Kev. We'll start with the squads this week.
Yeah, why not? Just one change. That man, Curtis Sirenen, comes back in for Harry Robertson, who obviously failed the HIA in the opening minutes against Catalan and so misses 11 days.
Is it as simple as Matt Whitley goes to centre and Curtis Sirenen comes into the team?
I think so, yes. I don't see any other um, option of doing it based on the words that Paul Wellens has said during the week and kind of the pecking order of the squad.
And for our viewers, Kevin, who haven't been privy to that press conference, what did Wello say?
Well, it's the fact that he mentioned Matt Whitley having played centre before, and the fact that he slotted in there in an alien position, or he said something similar, an alien position for him. And it just feels like Ben Davies is a bit on the periphery. He's been linked with Salford on loan. Paul Wellens has said about him, if he's not getting Super League game time with us, then they'd be open to letting him go out, squad fitness permitting, which at the moment in the outside backs, you'd say Ben's got to stay with the club. But there's obviously mention and talk of it. So that's probably one of those fluid ones that could change it at any given time.
Yes, so it seems simple, doesn't it? And we're going to need to improve. I'll be honest, I watched the Warrington game last, was it Friday night? I thought they were dreadful. And we, in parts, betted on Saturday. But as always, they do raise their game when there's a trophy at stake.
I think we need an 80-minute performance. I think that you're right. We are seeing bits of improvement in us, and as I've just alluded to, the game against them at our place, I think we had the chance of kicking a penalty and putting more points on the board. Didn't go for it, ran it, made a mistake, and they ended up scoring, getting their own penalty and scoring off the back of that. You have the one that goes out to Matty Ashton, and Matty Ashton does what he's done to plenty of players, shown him a clean pair of heels and just gone down the touchline and scored a try. So from a couple of mistakes, we've been punished in the worst possible way, especially after scoring so soon after scoring as well. Um, it's a big ask to say if we can sort them out, we'll be all right. Um, but you feel like we mentioned it in the instant reaction against Catalan. We've got to make smarter decisions across the board. Players wise, we've got to make smarter decisions, and there's enough experience on that field at any given time to make them smart decisions. Know when to clamp the ball, know when to offload, know when to take the two, know when to not be running at somebody's line when the game's in the balance and try a daft pass out. Um, we've just got to be smarter, and hopefully, this will be another week where we'll see that improvement. Because with regards to Warrington, when we saw myself play, and I think a lot of honest Warrington fans will say this, I don't think they played that well. I think they defended well, but from an attacking point of view, Mark Sneed's kicks aside, I'm not entirely sure that they showed their full hand. So there's improvement for both sides. I just feel like if we can try and just get on the front foot and get our pack moving a little bit better, hopefully we'll be able to get some joy out of that.
Listen, to use a football analogy, if Warrington had been a football team, it would have been going for an away performance, trying to get a draw and nicking a 1-0 win.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair
I,
enough.
I, and withstanding pressure, for me, we need to be more clinical. We're gonna get chances in attack against this Warrington team. We've got to get better at taking them, and if we can take care of ourselves, we'll win the game. Because the defense has been all right. Well, the defense has been okay. When we've
Yeah,
conceded points, it's been through penalties and errors.
our own mistakes, and we've spoken kind of away from these about six agains, set restarts, and about making mistakes, like giving penalties away. And we've spoken about these on here as well. And if we could clean that up, if we found a way to clean that up, and it might take a bit of time for us to do it, but if we could, we've put ourselves on the front foot. And I feel like a broken record, keep on mentioning it, but when it do, when you get burnt by making a bad decision or making the wrong decision, then them getting a penalty and scoring, then us scoring and the ball going out and Matty Ashton being able to burn someone down the outside. Listen, there's no disgrace in getting beat in a foot race by Matty Ashton, but from where he is on the pitch and where we are on the field, we shouldn't be looking at thinking, yeah, it's fair enough getting beat in a foot race. It should be, how on earth are we coughing up the possession in that in that part of the field and conceding off it?
We've ordered the suits for Sunday. But what 21 have they named, Kev?
You've given me 10 seconds. I've started the stop clock. I don't know if you can see that. I'm already 4 seconds in. Josh Newlist, Jordy Crowther come in, Stefan Ratchford, Dan Russell's drop out.
Yeah, you've done it in an A to Z, so that's all you're getting. Oh, they'll be looking to make that 6 at the weekend and having the parade afterwards at the Golden Square. I've had to put them back in again purely because you might not have watched last week, so it'll just make them
Is
froth a
it,
bit further.
is it five in a row that we've lost against them? Yeah. Is it four? Was it four last year and one this year? Yeah.
Well, they reliably inform us. That's how they must be keeping track. Um,
Yeah. Well, because I think I was trying to think back to the last time we beat them, and it was playoffs 2023, wasn't
yeah,
it? The Greys back out, is it?
the eyes have been shuttered off. I know it's a loan, but he ain't coming back, is he?
I don't think so. No, I
Um,
don't think so.
I know we did mention last week, but it is best for all concerned if he goes and gets his first team experience for Wigan elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm not crying here. I'm just rubbing my eyes. I think it's a good move for Johnny. Um, I really do for his career. He doesn't want to be playing reserves or potentially getting thrown out to League One at Swinton or anything like that. He wants to be playing. It's a good move for him, albeit for a struggling team. But you know what? That's probably where you get your mental toughness from as well. So, for a personal point of view, great move for him.
Yeah. Um, sad how it ended, especially for a boyhood Saints fan who's come through the ranks. But listen, professional sports, short career. You at times you probably have to say you have to look after your own best interests, and that is
You
what he has
do.
done.
Yeah, I think like I don't know, like we tend to hear quite a bit back and forward from various fans who said I've heard this, I've heard that. Take it all kind of with a pinch of salt. There'll be a little bit of truth sprinkled into what fans have heard. There'll be obviously Johnny's version of events, club's version of events. The truth will probably be somewhere round about the middle. And it is a shame for a boyhood Saints fan to have gone like that. But as you say, it's a short career. Got to do the best for him. Got to do the best for what he thinks is his future. Yeah, and fair play to him for getting the move to Salford. And I think he'll just be in for probably a couple of tough weeks over in Salford until they get kind of back on the back on the horse, so to speak, if they ever do.
Saints fans might get a chance to boo him sooner rather than later when he's on the field.
Possibly so.
But as we have alluded to, are we clearing the decks? Johnny Vaughan's gone. Ben Davis may be going out on loan. Levi Edwards was released from York amid Super League interest. Then the tap went cold, but he still hasn't got a club. Wello mentions him, or whether he was asked and then mentions him, but speaks about interest in the press conference. Is it like trying to say, hurry up and make a decision? We won't wait
Or
forever.
is or is it closer than we think? I don't know. It's an intriguing one. We've always looked at the championship to see if there's a little rough diamond that we can polish
I
and
think we,
bring through.
Kev, didn't we say about 3 or 4 weeks ago we should be looking at the likes of York for the next big thing?
Just looking at the championship and seeing who's around. Exactly right. Yeah. Um, yeah. I think the thing is always we're currently obviously under the pump salary cap wise in the fact that we spend salary cap, so you can't just. I think Nene McDonald has obviously gone to Oldham, and people are like, "Why are we not bringing him in? No quota, no salary cap." There's your answer. It's
And
the
only on
dead
loan
simple.
as well. No, not a
Yeah,
permanent deal.
for 3 weeks, which I think I'm sure I've read somewhere that is the amount of time Salford think that they're going to be special measures for. Um,
The money's in the taxi just around the corner.
yes, correct. But with if Ben Davis did go out, you'd imagine he's one of your top 25. I'm not sure about Johnny Vaughan being top 25, as so being on your salary cap. It might be the chance that we get to have a look at Levi, give him a 18-month, maybe 2.5 year deal, see how he goes. He's not going to be on huge money. He's not going to be a superstar money, is he? But yes, it's an interesting one. It's one that we've just got to keep our eye on there, I think.
And I think that is that part of the reason why, obviously, when we talk about salary cap, we seen when it was explained by Aaron Bauer talking about Salford and Matt Shaw, I think, was saying it as well, that you don't actually appear on a team's cap until you make an appearance in that season.
Mm.
So we always used to, well, I think whether it used to always be the rule or not, that everybody in your squad was part of your 1.8 million. It turns out that it's only when they make an appearance that they appear on the cap. And that is probably why you're not looking at using T. Ritson for a game or Ben Davis for a game if they're not in your thinking to play 6 or 7 games in a season because you're not going to add their salary value to your limited cap.
Yeah, and you see people chatting on social media about it. I think when people say, "Oh, we're trying to do it cheap and bring young lads through," of course you are. That's how you build a team. That's how St Helens have always built teams. How Wigan have always built teams. How Leeds have usually built teams. And you see, and no offense to the likes of Warrington, but they went away from it. They massively went away from it and tried importing success rather than now you're seeing the fruits of what they're doing. Not only that, of course, we're trying to bring young lads through because you get dispensation on the cap. Last year, I spoke about it probably better at the end or beginning of this year, end of last year, beginning of this year. If a player makes 10 appearances and they have come through your academy system, you get 5 grand off the cap. Well, there's a limit you can have. You can't have everybody like that. But all of a sudden, you're saving money on the cap. You've got money to use elsewhere. Or you're throwing, say, for example, I don't know what John Bennison's on. If he's on 30 grand a year, he counts as 25 because he made over 10 appearances last year. I think the one that we possibly dropped the ball on was Harry Robertson because he only made 9, and we'd have probably got another 5 grand from somewhere playing in once more. But of course, it winds me up when people say, "Oh, we're trying to do it on the cheap." Do you not want to see the best young St Helens lads, Widnes lads, wanting to, whoever has come through our system? Do you not want to see them pull on
It's
a
like
first team jersey?
we're not doing it on the cheap if we're spending the cap.
Mm,
It means you're maximising what you get for your money. You could have £1,000 and go and spend it in Sainsbury's and get half a trolley or half a basket full of food, or go to Lidl and buy 5 trolleys full, and it's
yeah.
just as nice. What are you going to do?
Well, exactly. It's
Kev,
I think
I'm sending you to the supermarket now
yeah.
with £1,000 to spend on booze. You've been to the till and you've spent £999.80 and you've come out the shop. And I say to you, can you go back in and buy me another bottle of Bailey's? Are you skint or have you just spent all your money?
I've just spent all my money, all the money that I'm allowed to spend.
Even though you've got 20 quid in your wallet, but
Yeah.
unfortunately it's in euros. You've got
Or
money, you
it's
just can't spend it.
yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, it, exactly. You're allowed to spend a pot of money on something just because owners and that have more money. They've got to, because otherwise you've not got the upkeep of the stadium. You've not got like food and drink coming in all the time because you've got to keep spending that. Just because we don't aren't able to spend more money on players. That's not because we haven't got money. It's because we haven't got room on the cap. You've got to bring players through to maximise. And I think that the chat around the cap is absolutely fine as long as you realise that when you are successful, players demand more money in contract negotiations than if you're not successful, and you can knock them down a bit and say you've not done anything yet. You've not proved anything. The vast majority of our squad, or our senior members of the squad, have been part of at least one of them 4 in a row championships. Of some of them will be World Club Challenge winners. Some of them will be Challenge Cup winners, and they can rightly walk into a contract negotiation and say, "This is how much I'm worth," and say, "So go." Yeah, we can't actually argue with that.
It's like you've got like signed up for 4 years, Robertson, Noah
Dagenham.
Stevens, George Delaney, George Whitby. If they suddenly turned into world beaters tomorrow, and they were core players in your 17, because you've got them on a relatively cheap salary for up to 4 years, as long as they don't renegotiate in the meantime, you could potentially go and sprinkle a load of stars around them and have like a star-studded team. But in 3 or 4 years' time, they're your best players. They're all going to want marquee money, and all of a sudden you've got to think, well, we're going to have to cut our cloth. We're going to have to get rid of some.
Yeah,
Anybody who
and,
follows the NFL will be aware of this. So you get players through the NFL draft. They're on a standard rookie contract basically for the first couple of years. It allows you to spend elsewhere, but when the time comes and you have to upgrade the contracts, you've got to look at where you're spending your money. It's like when obviously Lewis Dodd's not getting a game in Australia. Oh, should we get him back? What, on 250,000? Where are you getting that from?
mm, yeah, were you getting that room from under the cap?
Not that you'd want him anyway.
Well, again, I think that was one of the conversations on social media that I think I got involved with it as well. Saying, why would you? You've got, surely your next cab off the rank isn't bringing a player back, because you could then go and say, well, we'll bring Theo back, or we'll bring Danny Richardson back, because we can do. Your next cab off the rank is, hang on, we've got George Whitby that people are dying to see. Well, when he gets his chance, he needs to show enough that when he plays for his couple of games, that he is the answer. I'm not looking for him to be. prime Sean Long. I'm not looking for him to be prime Alex Murphy. I'm not looking for him to be someone like that. I just want him to be a young kid who's been put in, look promising enough, get taken back out to kind of look after him, and then but us still be able to go. Yeah, he looks like a good one, and be excited about him without going over the top.
Indeed. Soapbox away, Kevin.
Yes, yeah,
Right then, Sunday it is. We will be back with the instant reaction following our cup final at the Halliwell Jones. Don't forget, on your way to Warrington, it'll be a nice sunny day. Look out for the bunting and the windows decorators in Orford and Busey, and the town centre. The party packs will be ready the, as Saints come to town. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.